So one of the things that we're going to be teaching you is what we call the 8 laws of health. These are lifestyle principles that you can live by. It's very simple, very easy, and yet each one of these principles works together synergistically to bring about healing in your body. So we're going to go through them one by one, and I just want to encourage you to apply everything that you're going to learn. So we're going to start off with the first law of health called nutrition. So what is mostly animal, slightly vegetable, and the same over and over? The standard of the typical American diet. You know, diabetes is a serious disease, and that diet is what has brought about this epidemic of diabetes that we see not only here in our country but around the world now. Actually, back in 2017, there were 32 million. We are far beyond that now. And millions more are to be expected to become diabetic. Right now, there are many people that are pre-diabetic and don't even know that they're pre-diabetic. But they're estimating that by 2025, that number, the 32 million, is going to double. But you know what's great is that this can be prevented. Diabetes can be prevented and even turned around or reversed, as this program will reveal. So I want to ask you a question. With such a health-conscious society, why do we have an epidemic of diabetes and so much disease? Well, 2 reasons primarily: diet and lifestyle. There's a saying, we should eat to live and not live to eat. And yet that's what we see happening. And your body really needs 7 basic nutrients to supply energy, to supply materials to repair and to build new cells, and to supply the substances that we need to regulate body processes. And a whole food plant-based diet, which, by the way, is the optimal diet. Friends, it has all of this, all of these essential nutrients, but not the typical American diet. The typical American diet, which we also call the SAD diet, get it, SAD, standard American diet, is high in cholesterol, high in saturated fat. It has highly refined, what we call simple carbohydrates, too much sugar, too much salt, too much protein, and little or no fiber, and also a lot of chemicals that are bad for our bodies and hormones. But an unrefined, plant-based diet has 0 cholesterol, is very low fat, and very low in saturated fat, has plenty of complex carbohydrates, is high in quality proteins, plenty of fiber, rich in vitamins, minerals, and water. Type 2 diabetes, this epidemic, has been directly linked to this classic fast food diet and this highly refined diet that we have here in America. And now, by the way, we've exported around the world. And I know, you know why? Because my husband and I just came back from India, where the largest population of diabetes or diabetics is now in India. And it's very sad. We want easy, delicious food, and yet these foods are loaded with sugar, fat, corn syrup, and refined oils. And they're actually also designed to make us overeat. And yet we're also more sedentary and at times still hungry. And larger portions, in case you haven't noticed, have become the norm. Studies done by Dr. Neil Barnard, who, by the way, is the president of the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine in Washington, D.C., he has done this study, which is directed at diet alone. And this study, he has proven to be remarkable in lowering blood sugar and weight. And what was amazing about this study was that there was no exercise done. Now, we're not going to tell you not to exercise. We're going to cover that later on. But the point is, Dr. Bernard wanted to prove that food was the biggest contributing factor to insulin resistance. So no exercise was done intentionally. And the focus was only on the two sources in our diet, fat and vegetable oils. So let me ask you a question. Are you overwhelmed already? Are you wondering where to start? Well, I want you to just take a deep breath, because this program, friend, is going to help you. It's going to restore your health. It's going to restore your life. It's going to change your life. And we're going to introduce you to delicious, tasty, easy to prepare meals. And you're not going to be overwhelmed, I promise, okay? We're going to fill you up, and we're going to help you to reclaim your energy too. So let's look at this as back to the basics. You know, in Genesis 1:29, God said, "Behold, I have given you every herb-bearing seed which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree-yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat," or food. That was God's intention. So let's look at it as back to basics. In 3 John 2, the Bible says, "Beloved, I wish above all things that you may prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospers." God bless you.